morning, everybody. Here's an album that I listened to a lot way back when. The Outlaws, Bring It Back Alive. Bring It Back Alive, Bring It Back Alive. Let's check that just to make sure I'm saying that right. Bring It Back Alive, yes. Bring It Back Alive. Wrong, fellas. Not yet. And it was 1978, so this is right after Lynyrd Skynyrd had their accident. And there was a lot of bands that were kind of, I guess, sort of, maybe not even intentionally, but in the back of their minds trying to fill in the gap left by Skynyrd, which was a huge gap to fill. And they were already around, Outlaws. They were around. They already had a few albums out. I don't know how many, 3 or 4, I don't know. So they were already established and had their own sound. But it was that southern kind of sound that a lot of bands had at that time. I don't know, Outlaws and a few other bands. But I really like this album, played it a bunch, and haven't heard it in years. And I was poking around and found it and go, oh yeah, right, that. A lot of stuff you just completely forget about until it comes up in front of you and you go, oh yeah, right, that old band, remember them? So anywho, we're going to do a song from that album, Hurry Sundown, from the Outlaws, Bring It Back Alive, with the Guitar Army, as they would say. The Guitar Army, the Outlaws. So we'll start again. But that, whole 3-guitar attack, as they say. Wow. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. And on this album, there is what I say, and I'm sure people who know this stuff well enough would agree with me that the green grass and high tides, that's their Freebird, more or less. A lot of bands were doing those long. It's 20 minutes long, so that's why I didn't do that. But it's the whole slow kind of build up to the big guitar jam thing, Freebird sort of esque song, and it's cool. It's very good. And I've always been a sucker for those 3 guitar leads in bands. Give me 2 guitars just so they can harmonize. Guitar, and you got your good rhythm guitar and a great lead guitar going on. Like Humble Pie live at the Fillmore. Holy crap! I mean, that's just the best stuff. There were bands that I couldn't understand. Why do they only have 1 lead guitar? I never knew it, but when I first got into Montrose, this is back in the early 70s, mid 70s, and went to see him a bunch of times. Now that was Ronnie Montrose and what's his name? Sammy Hagar. At the time, I had no idea that Sammy Hagar could even play guitar, but he can. He's a damn good guitarist. And years later, when I found out, Sammy went out on his own and he was, a couple of albums, and I'm like, you're kidding me. Why wasn't he playing guitar when he was in Montrose? How great would that have been with the 2 of them battling it out? But whatever, I guess Ronnie Montrose wanted to be the guitarist, and that was it. But whatever, give me a couple of lead guitars, battling it out. But that's it, with these guys, the Outlaws, with 3 guitars, the Guitar Army. And Skynyrd, of course, 3 guitars. Great stuff. And if you know how to do it, if they do it right, and they do, I mean, watching the Lynyrd Skynyrd from when they were in Nebworth, that concert, wow, come on. Those guys knew how to interact back and forth, playing guitars, different sounding guitar, just awesome stuff, to me anyway. So anyway, the Outlaws, Sundown, yeah, right after the Skynyrd accident, so everybody was like, really in a kind of a bummed out sort of situation, but carrying the torch, carrying it on, doing your best you can. All right, folks, later.